hear this? And he goes, we can hear everything, and I heard people laughing in the back. Like, oh, okay. So I really got this old YouTube pilot listening to Britney Spears in Afghanistan. I think they're a little concerned. And I heard about that for years. So there's a good picture of the plane. This is, like I said, it has a pod on top. Look at these wings, 105-foot wingspan, single engine, single pilot. Has sensors in these pods, has a antenna up here for communicating with the ground. And let's look in the back end of it. On the nose of it is another huge sensor, a digital camera, a radar camera, or actually a film camera we carried too. All kinds of stuff on this plane. And they had teams listening to from every part of the plane on the specific sensor. It's fascinating. You don't hear much about this because the community has kept quiet about itself, basically until I came along and started making videos and putting them on YouTube. But they're still pretty quiet about themselves. But there's young men and women flying these things today over Afghanistan, over along the DMZ in Korea, off Syria. I can say that. I've been over Syria in one of these things.
So they know more about what's going on than they allude to?
In 2004, my first Middle Eastern deployment, after that, I stopped watching news on TV. Because there was absolutely nothing true about anything you're hearing on the news.
Thank you for saying that. It's true.
And I have a lot of liberal friends that were telling me about all this stuff they heard on the news that was truth, and I go, I can't even listen to you because you don't even know. People don't trust the news.
What's
Bottom line.
above, Stu? What's the plane? What's on the top?
That is a Navy AWACS plane. It's a radar plane for air traffic control. I can't say where this is, but it looks a lot like the United Arab Emirates.
Do you have to be refueled in the air?
No, the U-2 cannot refuel in the air.
Oh.
But it's got a very strong motor on, a very modern motor. It's off of a B-2 bomber. It's the same motor they use in the B-2 bomber. The U-2 program just said, can we have a couple hundred of those? And we got them. And we go to full, in the Air Force, we went to, if pilots, this will mean something to pilots, probably not to everyone else, but we went to full power on takeoff. And then 9 hours later, pulled it back from full power. So it's full power all the time.
Wow.
And it climbed, crazy climb initially, and then as it got higher and higher, it would level off, and then for about 10 hours, it would just inch up in the sky. Because you can't make a lot of power at 70,000 feet. It's just enough to keep it airborne. This is over Kandahar, Afghanistan. We have a base right here somewhere. But anyway, you can see the curvature of the earth. Beautiful. Afghanistan is the most beautiful country in the world from the air. I got to ride in an F-16 one time. That's out at Edwards Air Force Base. It looks like I'm parked on the desert floor. I'm about 100 feet up, doing about 500 miles an hour. Wonderful plane. Look at that view.
Yeah.
Nothing in the way. There's my daughter. I got a little ultralight plane. Took my daughter up a few times, took Matt up once. She loved it. There's Allie on her horse. This is to show the home life living in Yuba City, Northern California. Which I did for 8 years. And this turned out to be kind of a reprieve for the family. I had a career, I had a job, paid for school, food and all that. It was kind of strange going from the airline life back into an ejection seat as an old guy and into a spacesuit and doing this crazy stuff. It was really kind of a shift in attitude in life. And it was kind of strange going back there. It was rough at first, but I was kind of happy about it later because it turned out to be a very interesting career. Anybody recognize him?
Oh, yes.
That's James May from the Top Gear BBC show, most popular show in the world at the time. We took him flying one day.
And you can see that
Great
on the YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Look up James May and YouTube.
I'll email it to you.
It's the astronaut Hoop Gibson. He was at an air show and he came up to me to ask some advice about flying. No kidding. That guy was in my first fighter squadron. He was an F-14 guy 10 years before me. Then he went from there to, I think he went straight to NASA and was a shuttle pilot. Flew the space shuttle 5 times, landed it 4 times. Then he got tired of that, and then he went to Southwest Airlines as a co-pilot. Then retired as a co-pilot. All the whole time he's an air racer too. He flies the Reno Air Races, one of the top air races. Won it a few times. Super accomplished guy, but fun to hang around with. I had a couple beers with him there. There's a T-38, another picture of that. Sexy plane, huh?
Upside down.
That's upside down with a camera. I love flying over San Francisco in this thing, making a lot of noise. I did it every chance. I'd spin around Alcatraz in full afterburn. I love
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
it. They call it the liberal shakeup. Anyway, that's Mount Whitney. Have anyone been to Mount Whitney?
wow.
That's right above the town of Lone Pine.
Yeah, beautiful.
That's upside down somewhere. Another shot over Louisiana, I think that was. That's Mount St. Helens. Or actually what's left of it.
A very interesting shot.
I think it was 1981, this whole side of the mountain blew north. It didn't go up, it blew north. An amazing amount of, like a couple square cubic miles of mountain just went 300 miles an hour to the north. Oh, this is the video. Let me see if I can start this. Nope, that wasn't it.
Oh, there.
It's a little T-38 video I put together for the guys up there. The squadron had a bar. They didn't call it that. They call it the Heritage Room because you can't have a bar. But anyway, it was pretty hurting when I showed up there. So I started making videos and put a DVD together and sold them to friends and family up there. And I took all the money and put it into the bar. Bought all the alcohol for 5 years. Had a refurbished new stereo, a widescreen TV put in.
Oh my God.
So that's what these videos are for.
Or the Heritage Room.
And I stocked a bar in Korea and the one in Cyprus also. So they kind of look the other way of selling DVDs and taking the camera up in the airplane.